Hi there, I'm Matt.
I'm Armando.
And we're Pendley's Plentiful Pets and Arizona Fish Rescue. Thank you so much for following, liking, subscribing. Tag along. Here's what we're going to do. Alrighty, so what are we doing today, everybody? Armando?
We're setting up this little, I think it's roughly a 5-gallon cubish sort of display planted tank. We don't have aqua soil on us on hand right now, so this is going to be sort of a two-part thing. But right now we're just setting up, we got this wood piece put together for sort of like an epiphyte base tree thing with some Anubias, a couple types of Java fern, and we're just going to get the base layout first, and then we're going to continue it with actual rooted plants, stems, crypts, swords, maybe.
And so we're going to set up a fish tank. We're going to teach people how to aquascape, is kind of what you're saying here?
Yeah, just kind of teach them how to aquascape, how to, just the point of setting up an aesthetically pleasing tank.
Okay. Well, let's see what we're doing. Thank you for following, everybody. Alrighty, so we're going to set up the fish tank. Here's this beautiful little cube tank. Set here up perfect here for us. Figure out where that plastic goes. It's got a top little filter here.
Are you going to use it?
Do we want to use it?
If you're throwing a sponge in here, we shouldn't need it.
Okay. I guess we'll remove it. So what is aquascaping? For those of you who are following us, might as well fill in some spare time with conversation.
Aquascaping to me is, there's no really exact right or wrong definition to it. I just sort of think of it as taking, so the way I like to aquascape is I just take some organic material, like just natural rock, wood, and plants. But you can still use fake wood. You can use fake plants. I just think of it more as creating an aesthetically pleasing tank to look at. Like when you not just having it so just absolutely jungly, which jungle tanks could definitely be a thing, but sometimes they just look a little wild and disoriented. When I think when you're trying to create a gold aquascape, like an aquascape, just you're trying to have a flow and just trying to have a specific look to it. It looks a little bit more maintenance. It looks a little bit more looked after, and it's not so absolutely crazy wild. The crazy and wild aquascapes definitely have their place, but today we're just setting up something that has a flow. It just has sort of a look to it. The one we're going to use to display fish, to teach in the future, and then other just for a look, just in addition to the fish room. Nice aquascapes they always have their place in every fish room. Some people do their fish rooms entirely off of aquascapes. But we're just sort of making something that looks a little nice. Something that makes us happy to look at.
Sweet. So I'm setting up the lights here right now. Do you want to start putting the soil in, maybe? Get the plant set up?
Yeah.
Where does that piece of plastic go? I think that's the back piece there.
Yeah, I think that's just the back piece right there.
I have to figure out where we're going to plug this in. I am running out of spots for lights, guys. This is barely plugged in there. Extension cord that way. I mean, I could have run this all the way up and across and go with the, looks like that's nope, that's taken as well. I am running out of spots, man.
Are you just trying to plug in the backlight?
Yeah, I like that backlight.
Huh.
See where this extension cord runs down to. This is a plug-in just for one light. Oh, man.
Huh. Do you have any more of those triple adapters?
I don't think so. I'm going to go look, but we will see. I will be right back, y'all. I'm going to let him start setting up the gravel.
All right, I'll start putting gravel in. All right, and right now I'm just going to start putting the base layer substrate in. There's going to be aqua soil put on top once we get it, but right now we're just getting the base shape in, getting the epiphytic plants in, the plants that grow on wood.
I guess we're just putting another power strip down. Alrighty, sorry about that. That was my kiddo. She was taking out the trash. I believe I'm going to disconnect the light here for just 1 second. Oh man, let me just disconnect all the lights for like ever. You got the ladder over there. I need this.
You have the ladder?
Yes, please, kid. You know, I can't do anything without having an accident.
Oh, hand
the ladder over there, please. It's every video, man. No matter what I do, something has to happen. All right. I just hope I'm not shorting this entire system out right now.
You want me to hook that up there, or do you want to?
All right. Can't win. Let you just keep doing that.
All right.
Good old electrical, eh?
A blessing but a curse. Yep. Here we go. We have visuals.
Sorry about that, everybody. I'm a klutz. It's what I do.
You're a winner in my book.
Thanks. $30 minutes. Oh. Those lights are not on. So tired of electricals.
I'm gonna grab.
Timer, 30 minutes, start. Thanks for tagging along, everybody. Be so awesome to like, comment, follow, subscribe. Pendley's Plentiful Pets, Arizona Fish Rescue. We're doing a little bit of aquascaping and teaching you all the ins and the outs. Right now, we're setting up a little bit of gravel. We don't have the proper stuff. We're waiting for that to come into the mail. What was it called again?
Aqua soil.
Aqua soil to help this stuff grow. So we're doing a little bit of sand and some gravel. Stuff that we have on our shrimp tanks that the other plants have grown on, no problem.
Yeah, and aqua soil isn't needed to grow plants. When you're trying for a densely planted scape that you can kind of push in a specific direction, aqua soil just helps because it helps plant growth because it buffers the water towards a lower pH between like 5 and 6, which gives the most optimal bioavailability for nutrients that plants love. It's not impossible that you can grow plants with just bare bottom tanks and fish food and whatnot, but we're trying for something a little bit more targeted.
Put that up in there and dump that in.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Sweet. Trying to get the finer stuff on top. Let's try that for now. Okay. This thing.
Beautiful. Don't do any hills or anything, or just do a flat scape?
Not flat, I'm just trying to slope it up a little bit. It makes the tank look deeper. It adds more to the display of the hardscape and the plants. All right.
Don't hate me, I'm going to put this light right behind you, give us a little bit better of a lighting for everyone.
All right, all right.
Look how that light fits on there like perfect. It was meant to be.
Oof. Get out of there for now. All right, that seems all right for now. Nope, I'll pick that up. Okay, where's that?
What's next?
This.
Oh, the tree?
Yes. And this, I was supposed to do this on camera, but this is just a couple of pieces of wood that I super glued together because I like the flow that it gives. Instead of just this like one sort of arched over piece, it has like the same flow going like from that like breathing up from the bottom towards that like upper right section. I just like the way that it flows. It has a lot of planting opportunity, different planting pockets where you can stuff epiphytic plants into like we're going to, where when the plants start to grow around it and start to bush up a little bit, it's just sort of like the bones of the epiphyte part of the scape. And then around it, we're going to do some sort of crypts in like the mid front area, maybe some taller swords up in the back to swoop over, and then see what kind of like carpeting plants we can get our hands on. See what, just kind of roll with the flow of it all.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. Maybe if anyone wants to donate some plants, some little seeds for carpenter plants and stuff like that, we could see what we can do with it.
Move this light for a second.
And you're pushing your light back.
Just need to get this in here.
I believe I'm going to pause this for a second and switch us over to a closer now that we're working dead center on the tank. We will be right back.
That wood just came off. No, that works.
And we are back. Sorry, it's the back of Armando's head, but we're back.
Yeah, we're back.
All right, we're going to get a little bit of this going.
That flows in there. Awesome. All right, let's get that light on there. And I think we should get a little bit of water up in here.
Okay,
just a few inches of water, just because it helps the super glue cure.
Oh, those are attached to that light. Darn it. Well then, how can I trying to stop that glare? Working on glare, y'all. Awesome, sweet. So we can get some water going.
Let me
here's a nice
that down a little bit.
Well, here's a nice 100-foot hose. Attached.
Beautiful.
You're right in front of the camera, so we want to try and step off to the side so people can see what you're doing. Thank you.
Throw that down there a little bit so it doesn't hit the light. All right. Let's
leveling off the gravel for anyone watching. Gonna re-glue that plant probably back on there. So you know you can use super glue to attach plants inside of a tank, correct?
Yes, but only cyanoacrylate based super glue because it dries under other super glue compounds that help it cure can leach chemicals into the water that prove a little toxic.
So what super glue are you using right now, and is that safe?
Yes, it's cyanoacrylate based glue. I prefer the Gorilla Glue super glue gel. I prefer this stuff, but I prefer this. This is kind of like the more renowned stuff in aquascaping, but this stuff works best. And I actually think I'm going to start using this stuff because it has these little pushy things on the side.
Yeah, I fell in love with those.
It has the perfect little nozzle to get into cracks and crevices. This is a little difficult to work with. This is just what I knew about beforehand. So I do like this stuff.
Oh yeah, I found that at Walmart, man. Best investment. Awesome. We want to add water or wait a little bit?
Add a little bit of water, just to like right here.
Here's this, and we'll just get a light little drizzle going in there.
Yep. Then we will start throwing plants on that wood.
Just the smallest little dribble.
Perfect. And then, actually, I'm going to put this basket over here.
Got a beautiful little display basket. Looks like that's a perfect little shelf spot now, too, for plants and other things.
Yeah. But yeah, in here, if you guys want to see, we just have some Java Fern window love in here, like an El Nino Java Fern, a little bit of Trident Fern, and a load of Anubias. We're going to create sort of like an Anubias garden towards the bottom of that wood, and it should come out looking great.
Thank you so much for helping today, Armando, man.
Oh, I love it here.
Well, we all love you being here, man.
All right.
You've helped me out a lot, and it really means a lot.
All right. Push this light back a little bit to have some room for my hands. All right. This wood a little bit wet.
Trying to figure out what looks nicer, the darker or the lighter. For those of you watching, comment in there. What looks better, the lighter or the darker?
All right, I think that is enough
the darker
water for
kind
now.
of focuses on the tank.
If you want to shut off that water for a second, that would be great.
Sir.
Thank you. All right. I'm just gonna move this out a little bit. Push that off of the wood. I actually think that wood looks better that way.
It's really
now
nice.
Now that it's fallen off, it has that arch to it. You know, it's better than what I tried for initially.
Sometimes the plants just kind of guide you. You can't guide the plants guide you, as Mr. Miyagi would say.
All right, now start throwing some Anubias on the bottom.
Anyone watching, again, we're Pendley's Plentiful Pets, the Arizona Fish Rescue. Matt and Armando, tips and tricks. So we got some time to kill. For people curious, when we're starting up a tank, can you just throw fish in there?
You can if you do an appropriate fish in cycle, which is technically just as simple as doing a good sized water change, 25 to 50%. Like obviously not stock it load full of fish like you would a seasoned and established aquarium. But you can definitely throw some fish in there initially, like some autosynchronous, like a cleanup crew, some snails, maybe some Milano shrimp. But you have to keep the water chemistry clean. So you basically just have to do daily water changes between 20 and 50%. So that way the first two of the three nitrogen compounds don't start to build up, because you don't want much or any really ammonia or nitrite. Nitrite happens in every aquarium. It's the end stage of the nitrogen cycle, which you remove through either plant absorption or water changes. But if you do want to do a fish in cycle, you just have to do a fair bit of water changes, because that's just going to give you the most security when it comes to your water chemistry, because it's not gonna have the time to build up that ammonia or nitrite. It's not for everybody. It's definitely work. Like if you just want to do it like the simple way, if you're a little busy, or if you just don't want as much hassle or stress or pressure to do water changes every day, then doing a regular cycle without any fish in there is the method for you. It's the method I see most commonly used. And that's just simply starting up the nitrogen cycle before you throw some fish in there.
So I want to start up a fish tank, put some water in there, maybe put some plants in there, maybe put like one fish in there to start it, maybe 2 or 3 just to kind of start it. But after that, wait, what, 2-3 months for it to fully cycle? We should do a couple water changes is what you're saying, and just kind of stay on top of it, right?
Yeah. You don't exactly have to wait 2 or 3 months. You can just wait until your water tests come up.
Okay.
Clean. So,
but on average, it would for most people it takes 2 months minimum that I have seen. You can do it in about a month, but that's if you're rushing it.
Also, to cycle a tank faster, you can always use already cycled media that you have in another filter. Like if you wanna, it's called seeding, where you would take let's say you had some bio balls or some ceramic rings already in another tank. You could just take a small bit of that and put it in your filter, and the bacteria that is housed on that will start to spread to your other biomedia, so that way you can get the cycle going faster. It won't be an immediate fix, but it definitely gets both species of bacteria, because there are 2 different species of bacteria that eat each nitrogen compound. It's not all one species, it's 2, and it's mainly that second one you want to seed in there, so that way it can start eating up some of that ammonia and nitrite to get your nitrogen cycle boosted. And then after you seed that, it'll just spread. It'll spread to all your other media. It'll spread to your tank.
And then you'll be good to go.
And you'll be good to go.
So we're kind of doing that. I want to put a bigger sponge filter in there for the first little bit, and then when the smaller sponge filters that I order come in, we'll have those. So we're going to kind of start this going. We're already using plants. and some gravel from pre-existing tanks. I'm going to add an airline right now, so you might hear a little bit of background noise. Bear with me. Sorry, I don't mean to kick your backpack.
You're fine. Not really much in there.
It's a snack. It's like a slithery little snack.
It's like a fan blowing right at me. Feels nice.
Cool you off on these hot summer days. We're out here in Kingman, Arizona, where it gets up to 105 out here and during the summer. But luckily we have the wind to where it doesn't feel like that so much. We're also a fish rescue. If you ever need fish rescued, everything you're looking at is all rescued. We don't buy fish.
Unless we're looking for something specific.
That's an addiction, man. I can't do it. They all died. The last ones I bought, everyone died. From 5 years ago, my monsters and stuff, nope, I will rescue. We're officially just rescuing. My heart's been broken from fish I bought. Every fish I buy dies. Every fish I've rescued stays alive.
I'm sorry, man.
This is just how it goes. Okay, or we're just gonna mess with the electric more. Sorry, it's attached to here and I'm messing with the airline. So no, you just have to do it. I went a little too tight on there, too deep. Come on. Hi, can you work? Work. Thank you. Stop popping my breaker.
And right now I'm just super gluing plants onto the wood, getting the Anubias garden started, working from the bottom up.
Where did the scissors go that fell in the bucket?
The scissors.
Oh, right down there. Please and thank you. So I get this airline for us.
Yes, sir.
Need some high quality H2O. I say a lot of bad movie quotes.
That's a good movie quote.
I never said I was good at saying it, though. And then we like to use reverse osmosis water for this kind of stuff. We're going to set up one of those here soon and show everyone how to do that. So keep following along. In the future, we should have a full reverse osmosis setup coming.
I'm envious of people that don't have to do that. They just have good, low pH, low nutrient dense tap water.
And sadly, we're in Kingman, Arizona, where we're the bottom of the ocean floor.
Why is that not sticking? Let's see.
It's bad. We have some really hard water out here.
Come on, just stick, plant.
I think I made this a little too long.
A little bit, yeah.
If anyone's curious, they're like, hey, they're making a sponge filter. What's a sponge filter? Everything you see that's got bubbles going. One of these, messes that...
It's an air-driven filter.
Yeah, exactly. What he said.
What he said.
Whenever you're ready for that filter, it's ready to go.
All right.
Probably just keep it out of the way so you can plant your stuff, and then at the end, we'll plug her in.
That should go. Probably.
So what are Anubias? Any information on what that is?
Anubias is personally my favorite epiphyte plant. And epiphytes are plants that don't pull nutrients from the substrate. They can because the roots will grow downwards, but it's mainly plants that have a rhizome. So some plants just have a stem that they grow off of, that roots span off of. This here is a rhizome, where it's like sort of like a log-looking thing where the leaves grow off of. Sort of like a log-looking thing where the leaves grow off of. And yeah, they pull nutrients from their leaves, from the base of the leaves, from the roots that hang off. And I and many others just like to attach it directly to hardscape, And hardscape is just like the bones of an aquarium, like the rock, the substrate, the sand, the wood, like just hard things, and not like plants that continually grow and expand. I think of hardscape as the bones of an aquarium, but yeah, Anubias is my favorite epiphyte plant. And yeah, again, epiphytes are just plants that have a rhizome that you can attach to rock, to wood, to other plants, to the side of an aquarium, like basically plants that don't need to be planted in substrate to grow. Is just sort of the main definition for it.
Any other good fish tips and tricks we can think about telling them while we're here doing this?
Other than the fish-in cycle, which I see a lot of people have the most trouble with, it's kind of like unknown because a lot of people have the idea that you just need to let a tank cycle and then wait for that to do fish, which is a safer way to do it. But like I said, you can achieve a fish-in cycle done. It actually works faster because you have fish like actively eating and pooping in it. It just drives that nitrogen cycle up. But I won't really do it from scratch. I'll do it if I have a sponge filter to squeeze into, or already some cycled media from another filter I can put into the filter. Other than that, nothing I can think of at the second, other than let's see.
So any idea where Anubias comes from?
I believe it's an African plant. It comes from like river basins and shallow but low light areas and lakes in Africa. Same as Java fern.
So how many fish do you think we can put in that tank? Like 100, right? 1,000? 1,000 shrimp. Let's do 1,000,000.
Shrimp, yes. You could let the shrimp go to insane numbers, but fish-wise, in this size of a tank, that really all depends. It depends on the intense amount of it depends on how intense your filtration is in here. It's basically like the amount of filtration that your tank can handle, or the amount of bioload that your tank can handle, which that goes over the capability of your filtration. Also, how many plants are in it, because plants are the main nutrient export that are going to make your life the easiest in this game. But you could probably comfortably add anywhere from obviously like a few, 1 to 10, probably up to around 20, 30 like small nanofish. Like I could probably run 30 or 40 CPDs in here, where CPDs are just a very small species of nanofish. They only get about 1.1, maybe 1.2 inches, and they're an egg scattering fish, so they'll breed on their own accord.
I believe you're trying to breed similar things to that right now, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I'm just got a breeder box from yours truly, so that way I can make an automatic egg trap and start to spawn those. And then afterwards, honestly, I can, whatever you want to do with this tank, once I have like a good amount of CPDs, I can bring some over.
Okay.
In here. I think you'd love CPDs. I love, I'll take some footage of them. They're just really hard. They're really jittery fish. They're hard to get footage of, but
maybe add into the video here, do a little ping pop up in like top left corner or something.
There's a spot for like one more.
So when we put fish in here, we got to feed them like what, 3-4 times a day, right?
It depends. I feed my adult fish once a day, just one good meal, because they are not going to take up as much nutrients as a fish that is growing. The young fish or fish you're trying to breed, or like any baby fish in here, yeah, you're going to want to feed 3 to 6 times a day.
Awesome. Me here at the rescue with all these community tanks, we only feed them about every other day, about every 2 to 3 days to help save on food. Certain fish don't need fed every single day. They're going to eat from the nutrients inside of your tank. A lot of the duckweed that we grow, they love to eat, so kind of just keeps doing its own thing.
Okay, let's see. Anubias done. Now on to the ferns.
What's a fern? You'd be so kind to show us what this fern thing is?
This is another type of epiphytic plant. It doesn't need to be planted in substrate. It prefers to grow in crevices of rocks, glued onto wood or tied onto wood with fishing string, thread, really anything. Just they also like low light. So high light, because these are relatively slow growers compared to some other plants like jungle val or guppy grass that are constantly growing, like a hornwort. this is a slow growing plant where it's going to put out a leaf every so often. Like there's a small leaf, and it's going to take a while to get roughly this size. And with it growing so slow, it can get algae on it very quickly, which is why we're going to throw some potentially some autocinklus, definitely some Amano shrimp in here, because those are going to be your main battles towards algae. Maybe a few ram's horn snails. As long as you don't overfeed ram's horn snails or pet snails in general, you won't get insane numbers of them. But if you do just feed them and feed them and feed them and feed them, you will absolutely be overrun with them.
Like our 125-gallon tank with all the guppies we feed and feed and feed because they're guppies and they always need food.
Yes, and like anything, any little bits of food that can eat, whether that's decaying leaves, extra food falling to the bottom, anything will be eaten by snails. So if you're not trying to get overrun by snails, you just sort of need a more clean tank.
Yeah, snails are no fun, no matter what. Once you get them, you'll always have them. Man, that nice tree is starting to look like a tree, like it's actually alive, not a dead desert tree. Looks like we're going from the outskirts of Kingman, Arizona to somewhere up in Washington. It's finally starting to look nice, man. The great part about aquascaping is it's kind of like what Bob Ross says. You just kind of picture the picture in your mind, and then you just make the picture. You can do a little bit here, a little bit there. You know,
You do whatever you want.
That's why. Continue.
Yeah, just like kind of how I started. There's no right or wrong way to go about aquascaping. It's really just what looks good to you, what is satisfying for you to have in your home, in your collection. Like some people kind of feel a little shamed that they can't create these world class aquascapes like they see on YouTube when those guys have been doing this for decades and they learn from the best of the best. And it all needs practice. I don't think anybody should ever get bummed out of the fact that their tank doesn't look like how a tank on Pinterest or YouTube looks. When if you want to get there, you'll get there. But just practice. It's practice and persistence, and that's really it. Just comes with practice and persistence, and just wanting to learn more and more. And eventually, you should always be happy with what you create. But if you're going for a specific thing, a specific style, there are many different types of aquascaping. But if you're going for a specific thing, you just got to keep trying that. Just keep learning as much as you can from wherever you can, and either try and recreate somebody else's work or develop your own style. Which along the way, throughout practice, you'll definitely get there.
You know, you just got to use that great thing SpongeBob said: imagination.
That should go right up there.
Man, looks like we got room for even more plants. You didn't grab enough. The more you start to glue on there, you don't realize how big that tree kind of is.
Perfect size for this thing. I love the way this little look came out to it. Let's see, is that?
We can make that go with the arch if you're going to do that.
I just don't want it too high to get covered.
No, down there, like the arch underneath.
Oh, right. Yeah, the arch underneath. It might actually work.
Do it under, like how it's like this. Do it on this side of the... I'm horrible explaining, man.
You mean like...
on top of it, on the top part.
Like right here? Or... Oh, right here. Yeah, I think that could work.
Use a little bit of my imagination, you know?
Yeah, I think that could work. I think that's a good enough placement to where it won't block out so much light towards other lower plants. Thank you for that suggestion.
No problem, man. Glad we're working together.
That'll work best in that way. Yeah, I can look around and pick out some more. Okay. So yeah, I also think like if we were to throw like some crypts, like some of your reddish crypts and like some other
one of
ones.
those.
Like just like right down there, so that way it can bush out and kind of have that leaf structure coming through here.
Okay.
Maybe one like right here, because this is going to get covered by like a lot more light.
I'll sneak around and grab one for us. And then I was thinking that was it Fire Amazon Sword one, wherever that was?
I think that was down there.
Yeah, down there in the back. That is beautiful.
Yeah, we can throw that up in the back.
And then, did you want these rocks?
We don't have the room for them.
No room for rocks.
Yeah, no, I think with the sponge filter and the plants are going to be in here, I think this tree really completes the scape.
Okay, awesome. When that little sponge filter comes in too, we can add other stuff. We'll be doing this weekly, everyone paying attention.
Yeah, I'm here every Monday. Sometimes twice a week if I have the availability.
I'm trying to go for the video on Tuesday, every Tuesday on YouTube. So, you want some of them crypt?
Yeah, I'll take one of them.
That's a watermelon crypt.
Also, for anybody new to planting rooted plants like crypts or swords, you want to take the roots and not leave them as is. You want to take them and cut them back to about ½ an inch. Just pull them straight off, because that's going to throw the roots into overdrive, and it's going to solidify the root system, especially for a more sensitive plant like crypts, which aren't exactly sensitive, but they don't take well to new tanks. So you want to get that root system like just on a powerhouse grow mode, so that way the root system can get solidified, so that way the entire stability of the plant just has a whole better chance of taking and growing.
Like, look at this. This thing just went insane.
Oh, yeah, that's gorgeous.
Feel free to take some off of there. Take that whole one, however you want to do that.
All right, I need my bag. I need tweezers.
Your bag of tricks. Your bag of tips and tricks with Matt and Armando, Pendley's Plentiful Pets, Arizona Fish Rescue.
Aquascaping tools, the gift of life. Okay, let's get that.
Is that beauty, that Fire Sword Amazon? You want any of that lobster?
Maybe.
That lobster fern?
Alright. That's in there. Let's take the sword.
Let me know if you need anything else.
Roots off. This. That leaf just fell off. Also, a little tip for plants to look unsightly. If you take off the unsightly leaves, it pushes more of the growth hormones towards new development.
Yep, always take off the dying leaves. Trim those.
Even if it makes the plant look a little barren and, like I said, just unsightly, it will bounce back with less leaves that are imperfect to shape. Because the plant, even though the leaves won't heal themselves, the plant will try. And which is going to take a lot of energy from the plant.
So what plant is that?
This is I believe this is a flame sword, where it grows these reddish leaves, and then as they grow, they will turn. Like you can see, this one is sort of in like a transition period, where it's from like the reddish to green, and then it'll grow to that bright green texture. But the middle of the sword, 2 or 3 leaves, maybe only one, but they should always have some red to them. I don't know of any swords that stay red. But these ones, they definitely grow. Their new growth is very red. And that. So we're just going to have to throw that right there because the sponge filter is going on the other side.
Where are you thinking?
I'm thinking right back here, because even though you're not going to see it for a little while, it's going to have the best light access, and it won't be covered by the sponge filter.
It's just going to become overwhelming.
Yes, it will eventually grow. I'm sorry, my back is to you guys. I just need to be able to see around this to make sure it's actually planted in the substrate.
Okay, I will be right back. I'm going to go check on dinner.
All right, that sword is thrown back there. Now we're going to plant this other crypt. This crypt is beautiful. There's even a few runners on this crypt. I'm going to have a good feeder plant here today. Awesome. All right, this is a crypt. I don't know what kind of crypt. I think this is like a Wentai brown or a Wentai green. But yeah, it's just a sort of like a miniature sword with this really cool leaf texture on it. I love these. You get this really, really dense growth that just looks super, super good. Oops. There's actually quite a few runners on that crypt you just handed me.
Yeah, she's been doing good. I tossed that one in there a couple months ago, and she finally started grabbing and growing.
Come on, little baby. Go in there. The leaves look a little wonky right now. They'll grow up towards the light. They should turn their leaves in a few hours to a day. All right. There's another one. Just a root. All right. I think this is the last or second to last crypt.
Any facts about crypts?
I don't know where they come from, but I know they propagate via runners. Like they'll send out just like a little thing that looks like a root that will eventually turn into a whole other plant, and they get very bushy. They have this sort of like most crypts have a wavy leaf structure that just gives this super cool like controlled jungle look to it. I can't exactly explain it fully, but I just love them. I don't know much about crypts or bucephalandra, which are still some of my favorite plants. Bucephalandra is just like I don't want to say it's a cousin to Anubias, but it grows exactly the same with sort of like another wavy leaf texture.
Okay.
There's the wet these plants a little bit.
Would you say crypts are like a hard thing to grow? You're saying how before they don't really like to grab onto new tanks.
Yeah, they don't. So they're not hard to grow. They don't move well. So you can grow them fine. It just takes a while for them to grab hold of like new substrate, new water. Once they do, they grow pretty fast.
What are you doing right now? Watering the plants so they don't dry out?
So they don't dry out and die. Usually use a spray bottle or like a mister, but I just like to take a little bit of water and dribble it on the leaves and mainly the rhizome and stems.
Oh man, sun's going down. Broke right through the lines. I was like, why is it so bright in here now? I'm actually going to turn that light back off so that way I can focus on the tank. Would you say that crypts need root tabs, or what should you feed the plants?
Yeah, they're very so crypts are a root feeding plant, and they require a lot of nutrients. They're a very nutrient craving plant. I prefer to grow them in aqua soil, but you can just throw a root tab directly under them. Same with swords. If you don't want to use aqua soil, you can just use sand or gravel and take some root tabs, whether they be aquarium co-ops root tabs or CChem's root tabs, API's root tabs. They all provide nutrients. I personally like to go the cheap route, and I buy some of those gel capsules that that usually like pills come in, and I like to take some Osmocote. And Osmocote are just little fertilizer beads, fertilizer balls, and I like to throw them inside of the gel thing because it will dissolve once it hits water, and from that, I just like to fill a gel capsule with some Osmocote balls, some Osmocote fertilizer balls, organic, because you don't want added fertilizers because that can, too many fertilizers can prove toxic to your fish. But just organic Osmocote balls in a gel capsule, and then you just throw that directly either next to the plant or directly under their root system, and they will grow splendidly. I like Osmocote, but it does the same thing as any root tab. That's just the cheaper way to do it because you can make over 100 root tabs with one bag of gel capsules and one bag of Osmocote versus spending $15 for 10 root tabs from CChem or API.
That's a smart way to do it.
I think that's one more crypt pup. Yeah, that's one more little crypt pup. Let's throw it in there, and then I think we're done planting for now.
Awesome. You want me to start filling her up?
Yep, we can get filling. I'm just about to throw this little root tab down, or this little crypt down. Throw that on that substrate. Yep, just very gently and carefully. I can hold it if you want.
Yeah, I'm trying to hook it on that edge like it's...
Got this.
Definitely shouldn't take that long to fill up this tiny little tank. Might want to straighten it out real quick. Go. Kids, man, they ask a million questions.
Gotta learn somehow.
Just, you know, everyone's different. All right, we're zoomed in a little bit there now, so we're focused on just the tank so everyone can watch the tank fill up. Thank you, everyone, for following. Thank you, everyone. Please comment what we could do better. Comment if you have any questions. Please like, follow, subscribe. Pendley's Plentiful Pets Arizona Fish Rescue, based up here in Kingman, Arizona, y'all. Thank you so much, or thank you so much for everybody.
Look at you, punny little guy.
Man, that's beautiful. Can't wait to see that come alive. You want to toss some amino shrimp in there today? Anything today, or wait?
Because this light is kind of powerful, can you adjust the strength of this light or no?
Which one?
Like, does this have a control along the cord of it?
This top one? Yeah, this right here.
Okay, yeah. Then we're probably going to set it...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're going to set it low until we have some fast-growing stems in here.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, RGB lights can get bright. And once the tank is very densely planted, you want that up high, but in the beginning, that highlighting is going to just give an insane algae bloom.
I'm going to do that just so everyone can see for now, and then we'll drop that down to the low lighting before we're done. But just so everyone can kind of get a better view of what we're doing.
And that's about done filling.
And then, but do we want to put any fish in there, or just wait for now?
Probably just some Amano shrimp.
Okay, they're right above you. Sorry for that loud noise, everybody.
We need some prime up in here.
Down here, give you a big old. It's what we like to use.
Seachem prime.
Go down, go down, go down, go down. Da, 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 da.
Aquarius liquid gold right here.
Sorry, camera stuff, man.
Let's shake it a little bit. Just a little bit. It's only like 5 gallons.
Yeah, don't need a whole lot.
There's more than enough. If you want to throw the sponge filter in there now.
Yep.
All right.
We got the airline here and the sponge filter. I think that's all we have left.
All right. A gallon. All right, and then sponge filter. You might have to move a little bit. All right, it's going to be a tight fit, but that should fit back there fine.
Yeah, when we get that smaller filter, it'll do the job for us. It's dripping. You want to just...
Okay.
And here's your airline.
Let's squeeze that to get it down there. Yeah, let's plug the airline in now. I like how soft and pliable your airline is.
Yeah, this is specific fish tank air tubing that you don't buy from Walmart that hardens up in 2 months. This stuff lasts, like, I'd say, about a good year at least now. I've had no issues with it. And if I have, I just take a lighter to the tip and it softens it right up.
Alright, it is on there.
Got it?
Yeah, shoving it on there real tight. Squeeze that to get it back. Ow. Don't want to damage the wood. Oof.
Nothing I can do? Oh, we're filled to the brim. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Can you grab that light real quick? I don't want that light to get hit with water. And then just let me get that down there because it'll fit down behind that wood. This has to get down there first. Do you have like a tube we can siphon a little bit of water out?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold this.
You just had to overfill it.
Ideally, it was like initially it was filled fine, and I didn't
Forgot about the sponge
didn't
filter.
account for my hands. All right, and then just a little bit. Yeah, that should work. All right. And if you could just hold this while I adjust that, we'll get everything back in place.
Gotcha. Squashing the...
Yeah, we're gonna grab some tweezers and pull those leaves out. Well, we're just gonna replant it. Yeah. Okay, so now that sponge filter's in. Let's get you in the substrate. All snug.
Yeah, that small one's gonna be a lot nicer.
That piece right there. Replant this.
Set this in the back here now. Get those bubbles going. Ta-da! And just like that, we're up and running with a filter. Man, why does 43 minutes feel like it's been 10 minutes?
Time flies when you're having fun.
I guess so. We do love this.
Alright, that crit's fine, that crit's fine. Pink one's fine. Alright. Push that back.
Let's hope the 45 minutes everyone's been watching feels like 10 minutes and not 2 hours. And if we need to do double speed or something on this, man, with keep the audio but find a way to do the double speed, I don't know. Well, thank you everybody for watching. I think we're pretty much done for now. Is there any other tips and tricks? I think actually we got to add some shrimp to it, and then I think we're pretty much going to be good. You got a net or need a net, my man?
I have my small one up here.
Sure you don't want a bigger net because those are some big shrimp. And just like that, he catches it. Never mind.
You go. Come on, buddy. There's one. We're probably going to do like 3.
Okay,
it's not that big of a tank.
Start off with 3 Anubis. Armino. What? Oh my gosh. Can't even get names right.
I'll get you.
Anubis, Amino, Amumba, Amamba, Achino, Chachana, blah, blah, blah. People and their names. There's another big one.
Yeah, there's one.
Uno más. And some duckweed on top. And next thing you know, next week that thing's going to be covered in duckweed.
Yeah, I'm going to scoop out as much of this duckweed as I can.
Oh, nope, it's there.
No, it's there. All right.
I mean, no, this is your imagination, however you want to do it. Right, it just sucks. Once duckweed is there, it is there.
You take out as much of that as possible. I'll keep on top of it each week I come. You get out.
We don't want to do duckweed already. And we do have a topper for this tank as well, so we don't have to worry about the shrimp jumping out.
Scoop in duckweed. Always a pleasure. Oof. Alright, and there's a couple more pieces. Alright, it's good for now.
Awesome. How do we want to put the topper in here? Okay. Gotta find the lid.
I got the lid right here.
Oh, okay. See, I did not see it over there.
It's back a little bit. It won't be a perfect fit, but it'll be a fit. Like, because that light's a little wide for that.
Yeah, but for the most part, we'll keep it from jumping. Try to keep that water from humidifying out. And even if we need to, we can always cut it too. And cut it to fit. This is made for us. This is our project, you know? And eventually this will pass on to you, and that'll be your light and tank and everything else.
But yeah, after I got some CPDs, I'll just slide over
Yeah, it gives us about 6 months, and once this is fully done and looking good with all the fish and everything, I think we're going to pass it on to you, my man.
All right. Yeah, I think roughly probably next week we'll just let these stems down here grow, take a bunch of stems and put them down here. You also got a fair bit up here too.
Let's see if we can get a nice little view on this and show everybody all of these plants.
It always looks a little off in the beginning. But
Yeah, we'll just
gotta let the plants grow towards the light. You just gotta let it kind of settle in a little bit. Let some new leaves pop up. Let whatever's gonna melt away. Especially with the crypts, you might have the entire crypt melt away. That's just what they do. But they do bounce back as long as they have nutrients and light. The crypts do bounce back.
Alrighty.
The ferns and Anubias should be fine though, especially because they're coming from the exact same water. They should be fine. Yeah, that's about it.
Sweet. Let me zoom out real quick, and then we'll do a little outro. If you so kind of step down from the ladder and move that off to the side. All right, sweet. Well, once again, I'm Matt here, and this is
Armando.
And we are Pendley's Plentiful Pets and Arizona Fish Rescue. We'll figure it out one day.
Yeah.
Well, this is our aquascaping. Thank you so much for tagging along, everybody. We really appreciate it. If you'd like, follow, comment, subscribe, anything we could do better. You know, we also take donations over at the Cash App, Pendley's Plentiful Pets. We do I think it's money sign, Save the Fishies, and Zello 928-263-9626. Once again, thank you everybody for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. Thank you.
Thank you.